afternoon and welcome to News Track, coming to you live from our Rayfield studio. My name is Modesty, Nianglong. Plateau State government says contractors have been mobilized back to site on over 50 major roads across the state. Commissioner of Housing and Urban Development Silvanus also disclosed this to newsmen after the State Executive Council meeting presided by Governor Caleb Mutfwang. Government House correspondent reports the Commissioner of Information and Communication, Joyce Ramnap, also gave a brief on the level of preparation for the takeoff of a trauma center in the state. The reports.
Briefing newsmen after State Executive Council meeting, State Commissioner of Housing and Urban Development Silvanus Dongche said road projects spanning over 700 kilometers are being handled by the State Ministry of Works and that of Housing and Urban Development, with many of the roads at advanced stages of completion. Dongche attributed delay on some roads to compensation issues, but assured that has been sorted out and contractors have returned to site.
Also in RARA, which is the rural roads being handled by Ministry of Agri, quite a number of them are ready for commissioning. The governor assured us that from May 29, he will take time himself to go around to construct the roads. Some of the major roads that are being of concern, within the city center and that needs urgent attention and will be ready for commissioning the U-Turn Road project. We have also the Otunkong Road, which the first phase has been completed. The second phase, by the grace of God, will be completed. We have also that is ongoing and contractors seriously working inside is the Mado Tudunwada Road project, which is nearing completion.
Also briefing newsmen on some resolution of the State Executive Council, Commissioner of Information and Communication, Joyce Ramnap, stated that because of the importance of Rural Access Road Agency in the construction of rural feeder roads, Council approved a vehicle for the agency to boost its operation and efficiency.
Very particular in terms of his concern and council in general as to the quality of road projects, the quality of finishing that we're getting. And we are also using this opportunity to call for feedback from our various communities.
Ramnap also revealed that 93 government assets have so far been recovered by a task force set up to reclaim all illegally acquired government assets, and government for that reason graciously extended the committee's assignment by 3 months. This is Timothy Tiem.
The Independent National Electoral Commission has announced that the nationwide continuous voter registration exercise will resume for its third and final phase on Monday, May 11, 2026. INEC Chairman of Information and Voter Education Committee, Mohammed Haruna, in a statement said the exercise, which was earlier suspended, would run until July 10, 2026. INEC explained that the suspension of the second phase was necessary to enable it clean up the voter register following its publication for claims and objections by registrants. The Commission urged eligible Nigerians who have attained the age of 18, as well as those who were unable to register during the earlier phases, to take advantage of the final window to do so. It also advised already registered voters seeking to transfer their registration, replace lost or damaged permanent voter cards, or correct their biodata to visit its online portal or any of its state and local government offices nationwide. INEC disclosed that the voters' register would be displayed for claims and objection from July 23rd to 29th in line with statutory provisions. It noted that the exercise would give citizens the opportunity to scrutinize the register and help ensure its accuracy and credibility. The Commission assured Nigerians that all necessary arrangements had been concluded for a smooth exercise, while appealing to eligible citizens to participate and contribute to strengthening the country's electoral process. The Sokoto state government has confirmed the death of 33 children following a fresh outbreak of cerebrospinal meningitis in parts of the state, as health authorities battle a growing number of infections. Cerebrospinal meningitis is a deadly infection that causes inflammation of the protective membranes covering the brain and the spinal cord. It spreads more easily during the dry and hot season, particularly in overcrowded communities with poor ventilation. Northern Nigeria, including Sokoto State, falls within Africa's meningitis belt, a region known for recurring outbreaks. Confirming the outbreak, Commissioner of Health Farouk Abubakar disclosed this during an advocacy meeting with district heads of Sarman and MNTE. The meeting was organized by the State Primary Healthcare Development Agency in collaboration with Site Savers and the Chigari Foundation. Abubakar said most of the deaths occurred in communities before victims could be taken to health facilities, blaming delayed treatment and widespread misconceptions that the illness is spiritual rather than a serious medical emergency. Symptoms of meningitis often include sudden fever, severe headache, neck stiffness, vomiting, sensitivity to light, confusion, and convulsions. Health experts warn that without urgent treatment, the disease can lead to death within hours or cause permanent complications such as hearing loss, brain damage, or paralysis. The federal government has stepped up the implementation of policies aimed at strengthening the promotion and protection of human rights across the country. Executive Secretary, National Human Rights Commission, Tony Ojukwu, said this will aid in the expansion of effective monitoring and accountability. Ojukwu stated this during a consultative meeting on Human Rights Action Plan implementation held in Jos. Our correspondent has details.
Speaking at the meeting, the Executive Secretary, National Human Rights Commission, Tony Ojukwu, emphasized the importance of collaboration among stakeholders in strengthening human rights protection. He noted that the gathering was convened to provide a platform to deepen accountability and promote inclusiveness. Ojukwu, who spoke through the state coordinator of the commission, Kempia Mafoy, urged participants to actively engage in discussions and contribute practical recommendations.
We took a period of about 10 years to consult and engage with stakeholders from ministries, departments and agencies, as well as CSOs, civil society organizations and international development partners to come up with a plan that is an actionable plan that addresses human rights issues across the country, whether it's civil and political rights, which is right to life, right to freedom of expression, right to freedom of movement, or economic and social rights like right to health and education, or whether it's collective rights.
Head of Civil Service, Plateau State, Sam Gadongs, through a representative, Samuel Davonta, said the successful implementation of the Human Rights Action Plan will accord civil servants no more on their rights.
It is our belief that this consultative meeting will yield meaningful results as we are going to scale them down to our various organizations.
Some participants, John Shailong, a director with the News and Current Affairs Department, Prtvc, and Nianlong Gumut, secretary of the Gender and Equal Opportunities Commission, appraised effort of the Human Rights Commission and said the action plan, if implemented, will go a long way in addressing issues of violations.
With this National Action Plan and promotion and protection of human rights within Nigeria, if we go back and implement all these things, I don't think much of indiscipline will be taken into consideration.
Through our mandate, what our terms are of reference as a commission, that we'd be able to contribute our own quota and see where we can actually, find a way to inject our own way of doing things and how we are able to work with other collaborators in this action.
The National Action Plan is expected to be implemented between year 2024 to 2028. In Jos, I am Njembe Zita.
The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has issued a nationwide alert over rising temperatures, warning that the conditions could trigger heat stress in several parts of the country. In a recently released advisory, the agency said increasing temperatures across Nigeria may pose health risks, particularly in some northern states. The areas of concern listed by NIMET include Niger, Kebbi, Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina, Kano, Yobe, Jigawa, Bauchi, Gombe, Borno, and Adamawa states. The heat index projections indicate critical heat levels across parts of the north, central, and southern regions of Nigeria. NIMET urged residents to take precautionary measures to reduce the risk of heat-related illness. It said the presence of fine dust particles over parts of the northern state, combined with extreme heat, would increase health risks, such as heat exhaustion, heat stroke, and possible meningitis outbreaks. The agency encouraged people to drink plenty of water and to remain in well-ventilated or air-conditioned spaces where possible, avoid overcrowded and poorly ventilated spaces, and ensure proper ventilation while also limiting exposure to direct sunlight. It also advised citizens to wear hats, sunshade and sunscreen when outdoors, and to choose light and breathable clothing. NIMET employed parents and caregivers to ensure that infants are kept cool and well hydrated, warning that children should never be left inside parked vehicles. Member representing Mangu South in the Plateau State House of Assembly, who also serves as the House Committee Chairman on Information, Matthew Okwarpo, has officially submitted his expression of interest and nomination forms at the State APC Secretariat, Kalwa House. This confirms his intention to seek a second term in office. Our House of Assembly correspondent was there.
Speaking with journalists shortly after the submission, Okwarpo said the decision to recontest is driven by the need to consolidate on the achievements recorded during his first term, particularly in the areas of representation, community development, and legislative contributions. Okwarpo also expressed confidence in the internal democratic process of the party while calling on party members and supporters to remain united and focused ahead of the primaries.
To the glory of God, I have come for the final submission, and the submission was done successfully. And looking at what is happening at the Secretariat of the APC, everything is being done peacefully, and all due processes have been followed. I've served for 2 years now and some weeks. I have tried my best to deliver the dividends of democracy, and I know that it is in line with that by the special grace of God, the people of Mangu South constituency are going to elect me to continue with the good work I'm doing.
Plateau State Chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Rufus Baturi, assured aspirants of a level playing ground, emphasizing the party's commitment to transparency and fairness throughout the process, from the submission of forms to the conduct of the final polls.
As a lawmaker, you have followed the process as prescribed by the law and the constitution of the APC. So like I said, this is the first step of the process. The next is the screening exercise, which will lead you to the primaries.
Forms for the 2027 Plateau State House of Assembly elections continue to be submitted at the APC Secretariat, Kalwa House in Jos, as political activities gradually gather momentum ahead of the polls. In Jos, I am Shamaki Gyam.
Providing an avenue to promote a healthy and wealthy lifestyle is key to curtailing mental health issues. Managing Director, Health and Well-being International Projects Limited, Simi Davofom, made the submission at the official launch of the initiative in Jos titled Do Exercise and Make Money. Our correspondent witnessed the events and now reports.
The Health and Well-being Project International Limited is a global consultancy of experts focusing on mental health, resilience training, physical health, aerobics, and community wellness. Plateau State is the first to launch such an initiative, as explained by Managing Director of the project, Simi Davofong. FOM also highlighted that the organization provides scientific research and reports that are offering evidence-based solutions.
So if I have my way now is to just bring every Plateau person to key in so that we all belong to this massive blessing and we enjoy this together, because there is so much blessing in this. Even the government of Plateau State to key into this vision, because this is coming home. It's coming to us on Plateau, and the vision is too big.
Vice Chancellor, Plateau State University, Bacchus, Professor Shedrock Best, and the Gomre Zawangda Christopher Mancha, in their comments, said it is a fact that tending the well-being of citizens can help both them and their work.
And I want to commend the MD for trying to change the narrative and moving the story away from all that is being written about Plateau State to now a story of wellness and a story of making money from exercise.
The occasion climax with a question and answer session. In Jos, I am Nianlong.
Disagreement among brothers is common, but how it is resolved defines who they truly are. This scenario played out when two paramount leaders of the same historic ancestry, the Miskaga Mwagavulda John Putman Hirse and the NIANGLONG Ndejika Golit, met to discuss current happenings in their domains which threatened the fabric that holds them together. Our correspondent was at the palace of the NIANGLONG in Pangshin, where the royal parley was held. The report.
The parley was on the instance of the Miskaga Mwagavulda John Putman Hirse, who led key stakeholders of his kingdom. The delegation comprises the Mwagavul Development Association, led by its president, Deacon Bulus David, and the Kapuk, led by its chairman, Professor Monde Mangvat, capped with the presence of the chairman of Mangu Local Government Council, Emmanuel Molpun. The Miskaga Mwagavulda John Putman Hirse intimated his host that they were in his palace to express their grief over his encounter with some Mwagavul youths at Yilpo during a road blockage in the aftermath of the killing of some of their members by enemies of the land. The Miskaga Mwagavul stated that no matter the level of provocation, wisdom should have prevailed in the process, adding that to molest passers-by who had nothing to do with the cause of the ugly development was wrong. The Miskaga Mwagavul went down memory lane to narrate the historical connection between the Mwagavul and the Ngas, which he described as mutually beneficial in all facets of life.
Come and register our sympathy and apologize for what happened last Friday. It was the 30th that this thing took place. It was not intentional and we must not that. So what has happened, I want to apologize on behalf of the Mwagavul nation.
Responding, the Ngolongas de Jikagolit described the visit as not only historic but heartwarming, taking into cognizance the reason behind it. He stated that youths who form the nucleus of every society should not abdicate from their primary roles of being the backbone of the society and engage in things that are inimical to social justice.
Mun murga mun gama namu da ni da musabahun da elders mun gama namu yau ya kare ba wanda zai yi wani magana baya kuma.
The Ngolongas noted that protest is the constitutional right of people, but that in demonstrating such, it should be within the ambits of the law. He appreciated the Miskaga Mwagavul for the visit, which he noted is reassuring in the face of prevailing circumstances. The chairman of Mangu and Pangshin local government councils, Emmanuel Molpun and Felix Gonu, spoke on the need for the brotherly ethnic groups to tour the path of peaceful cohesion for the collective interest and development of their various communities.
And I want to assure you all that all of us are pained because of what has happened. Because we all believe that this disrespect is also to our own father.
Your coming with your children in this palace will dispel so many insinuations. And in fact, let me say here, it has changed the narrative of what is going to in the public domain.
Selected elders from Mwagavul and Ngas land, Professor Monde Mangvat and De James Dimka spoke extensively on the need for unity of purpose amongst the two ethnic groups, further suggesting that adequate attention must be shifted to proper upbringing of children. I am Friday Derwam.
And that's the much we can take on this package. Stay tuned for global news at 6:30 p.m. and news updates at 10 p.m. Good afternoon.